Because he feels in his own flesh, in his fleshly mind, that he's that guy. So let's read this one more time.
Again, this is 1 Corinthians 1 and 12. For our rejoicing is this, the testimony of our conscience, but in simplicity and godly sincerity, not with fleshly wisdom.
That's it. As it is written also, lean not into thine own understanding, but lean on the Lord. Go on, brother.
2:5.
Yep.
But by the grace of the Most High, we have had our conversation in the world, and more abundantly to you would.
There you go. That's all we need. Go on, brother.
You got something. Yeah, Hebrews 10 and 7. It says, "Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me.
Right.
To do thy will, O power."
Exactly. To do thy will, O power. So when you taken away from the book, added and taken away from the book, which is what I'm going to talk about. Once again, what you're doing is you're adding and taking away of that which is spoken of by Yahweh Shai. Because the whole book is his book. It's written of him. He's the one, remember, he's the one that opened the books to us. In Revelations 5, does somebody get Revelations 5? Because in the book of Revelations, as you know, certain men don't understand, because they're not that deep, the Spirit of the Lord ain't dealing with them. In Revelations 5, it says that he came to open the book.
I got it.
Go on, brother. And if you can, somebody get Daniel's 12 as well. You know what I want.
Right, so I'm going to read into this. It says, Revelation 5 and 1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside and sealed with 7 seals.
Which is this Bible we have. Go on.
And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof?"
Right.
And no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept very much because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. Then one of the elders saith unto me, "Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof."
So Yahweh Shai, he was the one that opened the book. How did he open up the book? Somebody get Daniel's 2. You know what I want. Daniel's 2 verse 40 something, right?
Daniel's 4. I thought it was Daniel's 12.
No, you know what? Get that too. So like I forgot about that. Get Daniel's 12.
Daniel's 12 and 4. But thou, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book. Even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
So he says, seal the book. In other words, completely close the book until the very end. So when the end time comes, the books will be open. Yahweh Shai will reveal the books. And how would he reveal the books? And who does he reveal the books to?
I'll make my secrets known unto my servants, the prophets.
That one as well. And also, let's get the book of Daniel's. Daniel's 2.
Daniel's 2.
Verse 30, I think it's 35. The Lord is a God that revealeth the secrets.
Well, we went into all these already. Daniel's 2 and where was it? Daniel's 2 and it's Daniel's 2 and 20.
It's between 35. You got it right.
He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him.
And the light dwelleth with him. So he is the power that revealeth all things. So who does he reveal these things to? The prophets. As you just quoted, brother, in Amos. The Lord doeth nothing but he revealeth his secrets unto the servants, the prophets. That's why we can see this book in totality. That's why we can say with a surety that we have the 100% truth, because we see all of these books. Now, I may sound braggadocious, but it's really not me bragging, it's just the truth. And we can surely say that all of these Roman Catholic institutions and these clergymen, they all got it wrong. That's why people are discombobulated and confused about what God is for and who God is. Even the Christians don't have the truth. All of these millions of Christian churches all around the world, they don't have a clue what the hell is going on, because they're not the people of the Most High. The people of the Most High, you're looking at it. All right? All of the brothers in Great Millstone, including more in particular the apostles that taught us the truth, those are the men of the Lord that the Lord have set up in these last days. All right? To give you the message, to give you the gospel according to as it is written, because this gospel is of us.
I got one.
Okay? Really beginning with Yahweh Shai. This gospel is of Yahweh Shai, and it also resonates with us. That's what I meant to say. Go on, brother.
Philippians 2 and 3 says, "Let nothing be done through strife or vain glory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem."
2 things.
each other better than themselves.
Right, 2 things. Let it not be done by strife and vainglory. He's seeking vainglory. He wants to be the top guy. He wants to kick away the already elders that was already established by the Heavenly Father so that he can be the top guy. And in all reality, he's nothing, man. He's nothing. The more you exalt yourself, the more you prove that you're nothing. Just like these so-called white people. They've approved themselves worldwide that they're just the shit. They're the image of divinity. They're the people of God. They're all of this in a bag of chips, when in all reality, they ain't shit. All right? See, you got to look at the opposite. See, when people humble themselves and they don't want to really be seen because they know how great they are and they don't want to really show their greatness to certain people. All right? Because they don't want that glory. They don't want that kind of attention. So they just want to keep it to themselves because they know the power that they possess. They know the miracles that they can, bring about, like Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai was kind of shy of showing the miracles. He wasn't the kind of dude where he wanted to show miracles to prove to himself that he was just the greatest thing. So he can get all of that attention. He wasn't like that. Yahweh Shai was very low key. And he was stern. He was a serious man, but he wasn't a man of wanting to seek glorification from people. You see, but people that want to seek glorification from people, it's really because they ain't shit. And they need self-validation. That's really what it is. And he needs self-validation because he's nothing inside.
Right.
Go on, brother.
If I could just add a little point, Brother Kushar, because Elder Apostle Gabam was going into, we are going to, the potential elect are going to be rewarded.
Yeah.
We are going to be rewarded, but if you're seeking vainglory, that's exactly what it is. Vainglory is
Yeah.
empty.
It's empty.
Vanity is empty. But
Yeah.
when he rewards us, all those that the potential elect,
Yeah.
it's going to be inwardly, but it's also going to be outwardly anyway.
Outwardly as well, yeah.
From the Most High.
But guess what? We were humbled on this side, though. We kept ourselves to ourselves. We kept ourselves level-headed. We didn't overly exalt ourselves. So, this is the thing. The attitude you want to have the low attitude so that you can be exalted. Go on, brother.
If I may add to that, the ego's a demon, man. And guess what? Ego needs to be fed. So basically, when you've got that demon of like, oh, I've got a big ego, you're going to need to do things to feed that.
Yes.
So therefore, that's why you're going to be doing all these wayward actions,
Yeah.
coming up with these, like you said, these bugged out plans just to try and feed that ego, to try and get some kind of glory.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. If he had talent, he could find that glory in other ways. He doesn't have to try and use the truth as a cloak of maliciousness just to get on a springboard to make himself somebody. That's nonsense, man.
If I may, can I add to what this brother's saying?
Yeah, you're going.
Yeah, it's because it's like there's something. It's a drug. It's a drug that goes off in your brain called dopamine. Okay, and some people do things just to get that rush, and the dopamine is a feel-good feeling. So you have individuals that they can't do lessons unless somebody else is praising them, or they got a particular amount of views. Why? Because it gives them a dopamine feeling. So if you got that feeling, if you got that spirit, then what? That's vainglory. It's not sincere. It's not sincere.
And it's of the flesh, ultimately. That's fleshly. Because what you want is the Holy Spirit. That's what's going to drive you to do everything you need to do to further this ministry. Go on, brother.
Ezekiel 13:1, it says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the prophets of Israel that prophesy,
Yeah.
and say thou unto them that prophesy out of their own hearts."
Yeah, that's Allah once again. He's another guy. Now, don't get me wrong. On certain things, he's correct. On certain things that he goes into. But ultimately, he has a different alternative motive, man. And his alternative motive is to big up himself. To put himself above and beyond everybody else and everything. That's what he's intending to do. He's not going by the protocol already set. He's doing his own thing because he wants that glory. He wants that shine. He want to shine now. He want to shine today rather than shining tomorrow. See, we don't want to shine now. We rather look filthy and dirty. Hey, didn't the Apostle Paul say that yet this day we are the offspring of the world?
Yep.
I'd rather be that right now, knowing what I'm going to get in the future. Like the Apostle Paul also said. And the Apostle Paul was a man. A lot of people don't like Apostle Paul. But Apostle Paul was a man of the Lord. If you read the scriptures, you will see that for yourself, man. Okay? But anyway, the Apostle Paul also said that there's things that have never been seen, heard, that the Heavenly Father, that the Heavenly Father have prepared for his servants. So we don't know the kind of things we're gonna see. We don't know how much glorified we're gonna be. We can only but envision it in our carnal mind. But the way we're gonna be glorified is next level, man. It's next level. So if we just play our part now, if we play the low guy right now, the lowly and the meek, then we're gonna be exalted, man. Simply put, we're gonna be so exalted that we're actually gonna be able to rule over nations and rule over the same nations that enslaved us, man.
Precept.
We're gonna be a part of the house of David that was fallen. Go on, brother. Which will be the governing world of the next world, the kingdom of heaven. Go on out.
Right to the point. 1 Corinthians 5 and verse 6.
Yeah.
Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven
Leaven of
leaveneth
the
the
whole
whole
lump.
lump?
Here you go.
Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Hamashiach our Passover is sacrificed for us.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, don't get me wrong, because everything is done in balance. So sometimes you may have a little ego there and there, but you don't want to let that ego get the best of you. You gotta control that ego and level yourself. Because once it gets the best of you, you're gonna go into different parts of ways that you don't need to go into, man. And you're gonna find yourself bugged the fuck out. And that's all Azar. He even called himself Adonis Hilarious. I remember that years ago
I
too.
remember that. Delirious.
Adonis Hilarious.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm gonna have to look it up again.
In a state, I think it's confusion. What's it? Delirium. I think it means confusion.
Something to the effect of that.
Delirious.
Not really all the way there in head, but I'm gonna have to look it up again. Going out because I forgot.
1 Corinthians 2 and 9 it says, but as it is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which Yahweh hath prepared for them that love him.
Yeah.
It says, but Yahweh hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
But the Lord have revealed unto us by his Spirit. So again, the Lord is what? He's the revealer of things, secret things. So he revealed what was read in the book of Revelations. Why was all of that written in the book of Revelations? Because it was revealed to John in the island of Patmos to write those things down, which was revealed unto him. That's why it's known as what? The book of Revelations. All right? Which I believe John, the Revelator, he was the oldest of all of the men. I believe. Going on.
It says, for the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of Yahweh. For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of a man which is in him? Even so the things of Yahweh knoweth no man, but the Spirit of Yahweh. It says, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given to us.
Yeah,
of
and
Yahweh.
what do we know? We know this gospel. We know that of this gospel, that if we continue to teach it, there's going to be rewards, which is written in this gospel to come. But I just wanted to talk about John, because John was he was up in age, man. The dude was reaching almost 100 years old. I think he only had about 6 years to go, and he would have been 100. Because most scholars are saying that he was born on the 5th year AD.
Yeah.
And he died around 100 AD, so that we're talking about 94, 95 years old. You know what I'm saying? So the man was up in age. You know, so that's it on that. So I mean, if you're saying that basically, oh well, you know, you got to be a priest at this particular age, and it does say in the law. You know what I mean? You can't deny that. It does say in the law that you become a priest, and then you end your priesthood at a certain age. But we're not under the Levitical priesthood anymore. We're under the priesthood of Yahweh Shai. That's the new thing. We're under the We're under the time of grace, transitioning to the new covenant. We're not under the old covenant anymore. We're no longer under that old covenant. And speaking of that, I want somebody get me Hebrews 8. I think he was reading it, brother. One of you brothers is reading it. He was reading. I think he was reading it.
Okay.
Hebrews. Read off where you left off at, though.
Let me try and find it.
Come on. But I tell you what. Are you finished with that scripture?
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, yeah.
Hebrews 1 and 8 or Hebrews 8?
It's Hebrews 8.
Hebrews 8, yeah. Did I say Hebrews
Yeah,
1 and 8?
it was me.
I
It was
can't
Hebrews
remember.
8. It was Hebrews 8.
Okay.
Did you?
Come.
Alright, so
Sometimes I say it wrong, man.
It was Hebrews
bear with me.
8, and we was at
Verse
Verse
3.
3.
Yeah, come.
Hebrews 8 and 3. It says, for every high priest is ordained to offer gifts and sacrifices, wherefore it is of necessity that this man have someone also to offer. It says, for if he were on earth, he should not be a priest, seeing that there are priests that offer gifts according to the law, who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of Yahweh when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount. But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant.
And we just looked at that word ministry. The word ministry just means a service. So we're doing a service. And who are we serving? We're serving Yahweh Shai. We're no longer serving the law in itself. We're serving Yahweh Shai. That's the priesthood we are under right now. That's why in the book of Genesis 49, it talks about Yahweh Shai. But it doesn't say his name. It doesn't say, the son of the Most High, but it just says Judah. Okay, a lawgiver should be between his feet.
I've got it.
And it shall not depart. Go on, brother.
Right, this is Genesis 49. It says,
I think it's verse
verse 8. Judah,
okay.
Judah art thou, let me start again. Judah thou art, whom thy brethren shall praise, and thy hand shall be on the neck of thine enemies,
Yep.
and thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Yep, and guess what? When Yahweh Shai comes back, doesn't it say every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess?
Yep.
There you go. Go on, brother.
It says, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down and crouched as an old lion. As the old lion, who shall rouse him up? Here's the point. The scepter shall not depart from Judah,
Yep.
nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
So I mentioned two things. A scepter. Who holds a scepter? A king holds a scepter.
Yep.
Because ultimately, who's going to be in the highest position in the kingdom? The people of Judah. Now, the reason why, I'm not saying the people of Judah. I'm not going to put that bullshit out there like IUIC. Judah and all of that nonsense. That's not what I'm talking about. King David, he's going to be the head guy. He's going to be the king of all of Israel. Right? We've already got that established. There's many verses that talk about that. And then you have Yahweh Shai, which he's the high priest above that government. So you have two individuals. You have King David and Yahweh Shai, both of the same tribe, which is of the tribe of Judah. So when it says that the scepter shall not depart, meaning the rulership of Judah is not going to be annualized, disannulled. That's how you say it. And then a lawgiver. Go on, brother.
And it says, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
Yeah, and also I want to deal with the lawgiver part where it says the law should be between his feet. The lawgiver should be between his feet. Excuse me.
It says, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
Between his feet. So in other words, again, this goes back to what I'm saying. Now we're under the what? The priesthood of Yahweh Shai. And through him then shall the gathering of the people be. And he is the Shiloh that is spoken about here. All right? That's what that's going into. So we're no longer under the Mosaic law. We're no longer under the traditions of Levi. We're under the tradition of Yahweh Shai. And in Yahweh Shai, all of the tribes will be the priests. And we're going to get that. Let's continue on in Hebrews 8. And we're going to read verse, I believe you was at verse 4, brother.
Yeah, Hebrews 8 and 4, it says, for if he were on earth, he should not be a priest, seeing that there are priests that offer gifts according to the law, who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of Yahweh when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern showed to thee in the mount. But now he hath obtained a more excellent ministry.
Yes.
By how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant.
And how much more he is a mediator of a better covenant. What is that covenant that we're transitioning to? The new covenant. Let's read about the new covenant. Go on. Yep.
It says, which was established upon better promises. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days.
And when will this covenant be? When the kingdom of heaven is set up. That's when this covenant is going to take place. Now, you got some nincompoop out there that are saying we're under the new covenant because they don't understand the scriptures. and they don't understand the times that they're living in. So this is talking about a period when we're in the kingdom, a period of time when we're in the kingdom, and when that time is there, that's when this is going to come in effect. That's why the Apostle Paul talks about the change on how that we shall not all, that we shall not all sleep, we shall all be changed. So how are we going to look? How are we going to be projecting ourselves? And I'm not talking about our literal outward appearance. I'm talking about spiritually. We're going to be spiritually projecting the image of the Most High Himself by keeping the laws naturally. Is we're going to be what? Having those laws in our inward parts. So not only are we going to have extraterrestrial bodies, but we're going to have the kind of bodies to where it's going to be natural for us to do the right thing. Just like how it is right now. It's natural for us to sin. We're subject under vanity. Okay, we go off from time to time. Okay? But we don't let all of that let us down all the way and through. Like it says, a righteous man falls. Right.
Let your sins weigh you down.
And also the scripture says in the book of Proverbs, a righteous man falleth down 7 times and getteth back up. But the wicked fall into mischief. And even the Apostle Paul spoke about that, where he spoke about the flesh being contrary to his spirit. There's things that he wanted to do that he did not do, and there's things that he did not do that he did not want to do. He wound up doing it. So that's that eternal battle that we have to experience, and that we are experiencing today.
The spirit is willing,
but the flesh is weak. There you go. So all of that is going to be deaded out, and we're going to be changed to another form. We're going to be changed into a form. Because remember, the spirit comes first. The Heavenly Father created the spirits. He created the spirit first, and then he created the flesh. So guess what's out of order? The flesh is out of order. That's why there's an eternal fight with us, with ourselves. That's why your worst enemy is yourself.
That's right.
Because the flesh is out of order, and it's not in order with the spirit. Okay? But what the Lord is going to do, the Lord is going to change us, and we're going to be in order in the sense of our flesh being in order with the spirit. Because our spirit is our real self. All right? And once you got that, now you have harmony. Now there lies no sin. And then the laws are going to be in our inward parts, which is going to make us even better. Okay? That's what we're transitioning to. Under the priesthood of Yahweh Shai. Go on, brother.
Hebrews 8:10. It says, "For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord.
Yeah.
And I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a power.
Yeah.
And they shall be to me a people.
Go on.
And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest.
Yeah.
For I will be merciful to their righteousness and their sins, and their iniquities will I remember no more."
Yeah, and remember what you just read, brother. A couple of words. It says the house of Israel. He said he was going to do this to the house of Israel. So you know what that means? All of the tribes of Jacob. Excuse me, the house of Jacob. If I'm correct, read that again.
For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel.
Right, with the house of Israel. In other words, Jacob, because we came out of Jacob's loins. His name was Jacob first, and then later changed to Israel because he fought the angel. All right. Now it says that he fought. It says that he fought with God. He didn't fight with the Most High. He fought with an angel. So because he prevailed with the angel in his in the way that he did, his name was changed to something else. All right, and that was Israel. So what that really goes into as well, that goes into how all of the tribes are going to have the ability to be a part of the priesthood as well, because they're going to have the laws in their inward parts. That's why it also says in Isaiah 66 verse 20. Somebody get me that. Isaiah 66 verse 20. So instead of the Levites being the priests of the nation, all of the tribes are going to become the priests now. Right? And we're actually demonstrating that right now in this age. Because all of the brothers that you see doing the priesthood and prophesying and teaching and all of that, the above, which is of the gospel, is all of the tribes. It's right here. Go on, brother.
Isaiah 66 verse 20. And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto Yahweh out of all nations upon horses and in chariots.
Yep.
And in litters and upon mules and unto swift beasts to my holy mountain, Jerusalem, saith Yahweh, as the children of Israel being an offering in a clean vessel into the house of Yahweh.
Go on.
And I will also take of them for priests and for Levites.
So I will take of them for priests and for Levites. Go on.
saith Yahweh.
Save Yahweh. So all of the other tribes will have the access to being the priests. They would take the position of the Levites back in the ancient world. All right. So there you go, right there. It is what it is. So that's what's being set up. What's being set up is a new thing. The new thing is that Yahushua is setting up the whole nation to be priests, the tribes. Not literally the whole nation, because there's going to be different levels in the kingdom. All right, and the 1/3, mainly more in particular, 144,000, they're going to be a part of that governing body, which they will lead over the rest of the nation. That's why Yahushua spoke about the thrones to the disciples and the men that follow the disciples. He said, look, if whosoever, for sake of everything that they have, you shall sit on 12 thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So all of those disciples, were they all of the tribe of Levi? Nope. They weren't of the tribe of Levi. They were all they all coming from different tribes. Now, when you read about where the disciples came from, it doesn't say what actual tribe they're from. But I beg to believe they weren't all Levites, and they were all coming from different tribes. Okay? Because back during that time period, all you had was the three tribes, the southern kingdom. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi you had. Okay? That's just the thing on that. Yeah, so with that being said, get me read what you got, and somebody get me Matthew's, start with verse 24.
This is Jeremiah 32 and 37. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries,
Yep.
whither I have driven them in my anger, and in my fury, and in great wrath. And I will bring them again unto this place,
Yeah.
and I will cause them to dwell safely.
And I will cause them to dwell safely. So what place is that? The land of Israel. Go on.
And they shall be my people, and I will be their power.
Yep.
And I will give them one heart,
Yep.
and one way,
And one heart and one way. What is that one heart and one way? The new covenant. Go on.
that they may fear me forever.
That they may fear me forever, man. So the whole nation is going to be keeping the commandments to the T-bone. And you know, better yet, we're going to be sovereigns to keep the law. Because right now, we wish we could keep the law to the best of our ability. But we can't, because look at the situation we're in. We're under somebody else's house, so we can't keep the laws to the best of our ability. And even if we did have our own house through the Spirit, we won't be able to do it anyway because of this flesh. So everything has to change. Our environment has to change. We have to have our own shit, our own land, and also the bodies have to change. Those are the two things that the Lord is setting up, or that He has planned. Okay? Go on, brother.
For the good of them, and of their children after them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them,
And I will make an everlasting covenant with them. Go on.
that I will not turn away from them, nor to do them good.
So that's another covenant right there, that He will not turn away from them. Because why would He need to? The only reason why the Lord would turn away from us is we turn away from Him.
Yep.
Okay? That's how it is. So when we turned away, He turned away also. That's why we discontinued from our heritage that He gave us. And that was the Lord showing Himself that He's not dealing with us no more. But when Yahushua came back on the scene, that was the Lord Yahweh showing mercy unto His people. That He can send one man down to just get a remnant of His people to believe on Him, and through those remnant, the remnant will then lead the whole nation to believe on Him again. And that's going to happen in the kingdom. That's why the Apostle Paul talks about all Israel shall be saved. In other words, they're not going to be saved like how we're going to be saved, in the sense of being beamed up and all of that stuff. But we're going to literally be saved, and they're going to come to our loins, and they're going to learn the laws, statutes, and commandments. As a matter of fact, they're not going to learn anything. It's going to be in them. That's what involves the new covenant. Go on, brother.
But I will put my fear in their hearts, and that they shall not depart from me.
And the Lord can do whatever the hell He wants to do. So He's going to make us. He made us to be sinful, to show us an example of what a sinful life can bring about. And He's also going to do. He's also going to do something else. And that something else was what He should have done all along anyway. Was make us all righteous. But He wanted us to go through certain things and make His story. This is His story. All right, make it interesting. So after He gets done doing that, then He's going to do that which is what He should have done, which is make us righteous, and therefore we'll be in unison all over again. That's what the Lord is setting up. The Lord ain't setting up no bullshit council of men that have their own vision and have their own ways and understanding, and they just want to inflate themselves and their ego and exalt themselves. The Lord ain't dealing with men like that. But really, the Lord is dealing with men like that. Those men are just set there to be an example unto the righteous on how not to be.
Right.
All right? Go on, brother.
Yeah, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will,
Just on the left-hand side. Sorry, brother. Read that.
yeah, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant them in this land, assuredly with my whole heart,
Surely, with his whole heart. Go on.
and with my whole soul. That's it on that.
Go on. That's all we really need, man. That's all we really need. So, yeah, so with that, somebody get me. We're gonna be on for a couple of more minutes, brothers.
You wanted something from Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew.
Matthew 24, come on. From the top.
Matthew's 19.
All
Is it Matthew? Yeah, Matthew's 19, verse 24. Come.
Right, Matthew chapter 19, verse 24 says, "And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle
Come.
than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High." When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, "Who then can be saved?" But Yahushua told them and said, Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, "With men this is impossible, but with the Most High all things are possible."
Yeah, go on.
Then answered Peter and said unto him, "Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?" And Yahushua said unto them, "Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration,
Right. They that which followed him in the reincarnation. Go on.
when the Son of Man shall sit in his throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel."
Exactly. Judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So again, that also solidifies once again that all of the tribes are going to take part in the priesthood and judging the nation. It's not going to be by the Levites anymore. That whole thing that Al-Azhar's pushing of it's all about Levi, because I understand he's a Levite, so he's pushing that Levi doctrine. You know what I'm saying? But not to take away from the law, because we do keep the law, and that's the same laws we're going to keep anyway. But what I'm saying in a nutshell is that we're under a totally different priesthood. We're not under the Levitical Mosaic priesthood. We're under the priesthood of Yahushua now. So it's a different format. It's a different setting. Okay, when you come into the shoot, you could come in as a 50-year-old man, a 45-year-old man, just like how you had examples back in the day 2,000 years ago. How you had men like John, the island of Patmos, and the Apostle Paul, which ended his ministry. He passed on in his 60s. Okay, so those are examples to show the older men that look, it ain't even about age no more. You could get into this thing, and as well as do what you got to do to further this ministry. Just like the apostles today, we have modern day examples. Okay, this, like for example, I believe the apostle Tahar, he's got to be around in his early 60s now. I beg to believe, and the rest of them are like in their mid 50s. Okay, the apostle Gabar. He's probably like my father's age because he gave his age away. So, but yeah, these men are above the age of the priesthood. So there are examples of the Lord setting up men that are older.